Hello everyone, welcome on to round 4 of the LB Racing Series here tonight at Brands Hatch for another action-packed adventure. Let's get the video started. Hit that like button, hit the share button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. Let's get that all out of the way nice and early. But we are here, it's looking a bit misty here for round 4, but the drivers are pumped and ready to go. Let's have a quick reminder of some of the series information. Let's start with the championship table. So Corky there in 14th, Upper Million in 13th, Baldy there in 12th, D Young 11th, Fatman there in 10th, Johnny 9th, and Drew in 8th position so far. So it's quite tight there between Drew and Johnny in 8th and 9th, with Old Gear aka Fatman there not too far behind. The top half of the table, we've got Foxy there in 7th, Gear Kayla 6th, Sprinkler 5th, Mike in 4th, Mario 3rd, Gavsky 2nd, and LBR Lewis in the lead still. Is getting closer and closer at the top. Mario on a great run of podiums as well. Let's have a look at the winner of the Driver of the Day vote for round 3, and that goes to Gavsky. Congratulations to him. Fantastic race from Gavsky to take the win at Monza in round 3. If you haven't watched that already, check it out on the channel. Now, tyre strategy for tonight is a bit more interesting. The tyres seem to be wearing out a little bit harder here at Brands, so there is the possibility of 2 stops happening in the race, as you can see below that on the graphic. So drivers might do 8 minutes on the soft and then 14 on the hard, and then back onto the softs for another 8 minutes. Or you might see drivers do the conventional 1-stop strategy. So it's going to be open. I think we're going to see a lot of pit stops here and a lot of pit action coming up, but it might be a case of who can make their tyres last the longest. Let's have a look at how the drivers qualified and get into the qualifying. So it was Fatman there in 13th. In 12th we had Baldy there with, in 11th was Drew. In P10 goes to Johnny. And then P9 on the grid is our new driver. And then we've got D Young there in 8th. We've got Sprinkler there in 7th. And then 6th position was Mike. 5th place to Foxy down. 4th place to Gear Kayla. And in P3 was Mario, so another podium there in qualifying for Mario. LBR Lewis in 2nd. And it is Gavsky in P1 for round 4. Let's get into it and see how the drivers get on. Right, here we go. Let's get ready for round number 4 of the LBR Championship. Here we go as the drivers approach the start-finish line, and we are green lights, and away we go. Gavsky getting away well, followed by LBR Lewis with Mario there in 3rd. Let's just see how everyone gets around the first corner. There were dust getting kicked up there from LBR Lewis. Mario gets through well. Gear Kayla is hunting there in 4th place. We've got Foxy there in 5th. Sprinkler has moved there into 6th position with Mike there in 7th, followed by D Young in 8th. We've got then the new driver there, Lucky there in 9th, with Johnny in 10th position, Baldy in 11th. I'll get moving up into 12th, and Drew in 13th. But it is Gavsky pulling away. Got a little bit of a gap there, Gavsky starting on the soft tyre, with LBR Lewis there in 2nd on the hard, and then followed by Mario on the hard as well. Gavsky pulling out a gap here on lap 1. Remember, halfway through this race, the Driver of the Day vote will open up. The link will be in the comments, and it will also be in the description. So halfway through this race, you'll be able to vote for your Driver of the Day. Gavsky completing lap 1 here and getting himself lovely gap there to P2. Mario taking P2, and it looks like we have a pit stop happening on early. LBR Lewis is coming to the pits off the hard tyres to remove those, so he is in the pits early, surely going to drop to the back of the pack. As well, we have a driver off there in turn 1. We will go back and have a look at what happened with that. Right, so yeah, it looks like there was 3 abreast going into turn 1. They were quite close. There's a little bit of knock between all 3 of them. And here's Foxy, unfortunately, that does go off them into the ground. Or Gear Cannon almost went off as well. But Foxy losing out there, recovering and getting back into the track, but losing out quite a few positions there for Foxy down. So it looks like a case of too many drivers trying to go into the same corner, and it did not work out well there for Foxy. Almost Gear Kayla going off as well. Gear Kayla there in 4th. So that's promoted Sprinkler up into 3rd place. Mario now 2nd after the pit stop from LBR Lewis. So Gear Kayla in 4th. With Mike there in 5th. So Mike moving up into 5th place from the start. D Young there in 6th. Johnny in 7th. Baldy in 8th now. And we've got Froxy Dev after the instant moving down into 9th. Oh, and then we've got LBR Lewis has moved back up into 10th. And we got a almost spinner in the background there from Lucky as he runs out wide. LBR Lewis up into 10th. Baz pitted onto the soft tyre, so he's back in the hunt. Technically doesn't need to stop again, but I do not think the soft tyres are going to last the almost 27 minutes that's remaining in this race. We've got Drew there in 11th, and we've got Rocky there in 12th, and Olga in 13th. So Gowski got himself one nice lead going on here from Gowski up in Sector 1. Currently has the fastest lap of the race, a 24.890. I reckon that will probably drop down quite a bit as the race goes on. So as you saw in the build-up, pit stop strategy in this one, the tyres are not lasting a long time here at this race, so we could see more than a one stop from the drivers. You could one stop, you could go to the hards will make the distance, but it's the softs that are the issue, and the hards obviously being considerably slower than the soft tyre. So Gavsky for Sprinkler up into 2nd, so there's a bit of a mistake from Mario somewhere, has dropped Mario back down into 3rd place, so Sprinkler up into 2nd. Mario 3rd. I think that is just the case of Mario is on the hard tyre, dropping Mario back down. Kayla in 4th, Johnny in 5th, Baldy in 6th, Mike there in 7th. Ooh, is up D Young going around in the background. We'll have a look at what happened there to D Young. So D Young coming into the corner, LBR Lewis gets up the inside. You'll see LBR Lewis's car just start to appear here. And D Young just tries to get into the corner, maybe a back wheel on the grass as he enters into the corner potentially, but just runs out of the road. Very tight part of the track there. Unfortunate for D Young, who manages to get going in, but has lost a few places. So unfortunately there from D Young, it's one of those corners where two do not go into one round that. It's probably the tightest part of the circuit. That'll probably be looked at after the race. So Mike there in 9th as LBR Lewis is going to move up the inside and get past Mike, so up into 8th. Obviously pitted on the end of lap 1, coming through the traffic. And up into P8 now. So Mike dropping down into 9th. Then we've got Gagdit cars are all pretty close together here. Elvela's getting alongside. We'll stay with this for a moment, see if there's any moves going on here. Elvela's getting up the inside. And that's 2 overtakes, only one got up into 6th place, but Froxy's going to fight this back. Froxy gets up the inside, and Froxy retakes that 6th place spot. And it looks like Baldy's going to hang it around the outside as well, so LBR Lewis has dropped back to, oh, it's out on the grass, keeps the car going, and almost slots back up the inside, and Baldy retakes that 7th place, so LBR Lewis losing out the 2 positions he gained there, with Mike also trying to fight this one back. So Mike there in 9th, we've got Drew in 10th spot, then we've got Mikey there in 11th, We've got D Young there in 12th, dropping back after that incident earlier on. I'll get there in 13th. Let's go back to the leaders. So Gavsky still in the lead of the race. A nice, comfortable margin there for Gavsky. He's looking in control of this one at the moment. Doing a great job there is Gavsky. A beautiful livery as well. Sprinkler there in P2. Doing a great job on course for a podium finish. His first podium of the season this will be. So doing a great job there. As the weather seems to have improved, we now have lovely blue skies here at Gran. Mario there in P3 doing a great job on the hard tyre. Has got Gearkayla quite close behind. Gearkayla keeping him honest, but Mario pushing on well on these hard tyres. Gearkayla in P4 at the moment. Having another solid race is Gearkayla. So as we approach 7.5 minutes, we believe this is probably going to be the start of the pit window for the drivers that started on the soft tyre. This is the point where they start to hurt, and then we can potentially see people that are maybe going to do a two-stop or go long on hard coming into the pits. Froxy there in P5, just doing a great job after that early on incident where Froxy was out into the gravel. Just doing a great job there in P5. Johnny there in P6, another great race for Johnny. Up in P6, going strong in this race. These four cars are nice and close together. Camera angle there as Johnny comes under the bridge. Mike just behind. LBR Lewis close again to Mike. Mike gets a little bit squirrely on the exit. LBR Lewis is going to think about hanging one round the outside into Paddock Hill Bend. And manages to get moved down round the outside of Mike, moving up into P7. LBR Lewis then. Drew a little bit further back there in 9th place. Baldy in P10, just behind as well. And we got Wacky there in 11th. D Young in P12. And I'll get there in P13. So is this going to be the lap where we're going to start to see some of these front runners coming to the pits? It's approaching 10 minutes. Gavsky stays out for another lap, so we're not going to see Gavsky come in. Are we going to see Sprinkler come into the pits in P2? We are, so here's the pit stop start in 10 minutes. Sprinkler's managed to do on those soft tyres. He's coming into the pits. The pit crew is getting ready to receive him, and he's there. Getting the tyres changed, and out he goes. Is he going to get out in front of Foxy? This could be a great pit stop from Sprinkler. He is, so he's only lost one position there in the pit stop. Manages to get himself out again in the podium spot. So he's only lost one position. That is a fantastic effort there from the pit crew to get him out into P3. Now, he is on the hard tyre now with Froxy Dev right behind with these pit stops. So it's got LBR Lewis up into P5. So he's finally been released, but his tyres are starting to get old now. Obviously pitted in lap 1 to get rid of the hard tyre. Probably won't see him on the hard tyre again for the rest of the race. still doing personal best sectors. Johnny in P6 still having a fantastic race, Johnny. Nice gap behind as the leader Gavsky comes into the pits. So will Gavsky be able to pit and get out in front of Mario? That is going to be crucial. Kayla there in P7, so has dropped back. He's down to P7. Mike in P8. Mike to a half-second penalty, which will take place here. Foxy Dev has come into the pits as well, and Gavsky did manage to get out of the pits and retain his lead. So basically, a free pit stop there for Gavsky. Through there in P9. Going well is Drew. Boldy coming into the pits. Looks like a troop of minions there waiting for him. Boldy is in the pits. And out is Boldy. Boldy there coming out in P12. De Young in P11. Coming down. Wacky having a great race here in his first race here at LB Racing. We've got a yellow flag in front. That is Froxy. What has happened to Froxy? We will take a look and have a look at that incident. So on board here with Froxy, see what happened in that incident. So you can see in the rearview mirror there, car just behind, going up the inside here, forces Froxy out wide. Froxy brakes, but he's just on the marbles and runs wide. Slides through the cones nicely, but then spins, comes back onto the track trying to recover it. And then spins the car back around and gets going again. So unfortunately left from Froxy. So unfortunately there from Froxy, spinning there has dropped back, but still in front of P10. So hopefully just get underway again, clean off those tyres and start clawing back some positions. Through there in P8, having a great race. It's true. Mike in P7, which will become P5 for Mike. So we've got LBR Lewis in the pits again, changing the tyres again, just getting out just behind Mike. So coming out in P6, but has a 3-second penalty. That's across the pit entry line there. Again, giving you a 3-second penalty. The stewards today not feeling that lenient. 3-second penalty. That's going to hinder his progress massively. So Mike in P5, so Mike moving up positions after the pit stops, and we do have him Kayla just up the road. So Mike and Gear Kayla quite close on track at the moment. Sprinkler there in P3, still holding on to that podium spot. Mario there up in P2, so Mario on for a course for another podium, has the longest streak at the moment of podiums in the series. Does Mario, so doing a fantastic job here. Can he make it another podium here tonight? And Gavsky in P1. Will this be enough to give Gavsky the lead of the championship? With LBR Lewis there in 6th. Will it be enough? If he keeps his fastest lap and wins the race, then yeah, it would be enough for him to take the lead of the championship. But Mario's not too far behind. Look at this, Gavsky just coming up the hill there. Mario just coming up the hill there, so Mario, as I said, not too far behind. We can see them in the same slot now. Mario is on the hunt. But Mario's thinking, no, I'm not letting him have this. I'm coming for you, Gav. Mario having a great race. And then, to be fair, Sprinkler not too far behind there. With Mike, again, not too far off the back of Sprinkler. And then we can see Gia Kayla just behind Mike there as well. So there's Sprinkler at the top of the screen, and then Mike there in the middle, and Gia Kayla behind. So third, fourth, and fifth, not too far behind. LBR Lewis seems to be just a bit further back after serving that 3-second penalty on that lap. We should start to see the drivers that have moved on to the softer tyres hopefully pumping in some lap times, as LBR Lewis does go purple ever so slightly in sector 1. Don't think this is the race that he wanted to have here, and yeah, it does drop almost attempts through sector 2. The series leader at the moment not having the best of races here in P6, but does manage to go purple as he completes that sector and off onto the grass, so that is going to ruin this lap. Tyres are dirty, you can see just going out wide there and hitting onto the gravel. And 2.5 temps down, using a bit of grass on the exit as well. Using all the tracking a bit more, pushing the track limits. I don't think this will be a fastest lap. It would have to be one hell of a last lap if we ever do that. And yeah, 4 temps down on personal best. Johnny in 7th, still having a great race as we see Drew come into the pits in the background. So Drew coming into the pits from P9. Froxy there in P8 after the spin earlier on. You can see that lap there, lap 9 on 1:42.803 for Froxy. So that spin costing Froxy, but Froxy clawing back the positions. So you will have noticed that Driver of the Day vote is open. We are over halfway into this race. So, like I said, link is in the comments and also in the description. Vote for who you think is Driver of the Day here at round 4. Also, whilst you're there, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Also, share the video, get it out on your socials, share on Facebook, get everyone involved. As we get the front 2 coming into the pits, so Gavsky and Mario are coming off the hards. Gavsky is now out of pits and Mario just behind him. So Wacky there in 9th, doing a great job. It does have Drew and De Young for company, so we've got a little bit of a fight here for 9th, 10th and 11th spot. De Young recovering from that earlier, so getting closer to the cars in front. And we've got Boldy there in P12. So after the pit stops, Gavsky has retained the lead of the race, has a nice little gap out in front. Mario there behind, but Mario has some company. There is Sprinkler just behind Mario. We've also Mike just behind. So these three, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, are very close together on the track. And that was just a glimpse of LBR Lewis there at the top of your screen. So not too far behind, but the main battle at the moment on the track is between 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Mario has just pitted and got himself onto a fresh set of softs. And then Sprinkler here is on 10 minutes old hard tyres. And Mike there is on the soft tyre as well. So Mike coming into the pits to get rid of those, so this should promote LBR Lewis up into P4. Does have the fastest lap of the race at the moment a 1 minute 24.719 done on lap 15 for LBR Lewis. So Sprinkler just coming around there. You can see LBR Lewis there just in the background. So getting closer as the race goes on. Could he do a podium with the aggressive strategy? Getting closer as every lap goes on. Mike has come up pits and is in P5, not too far behind. Pit stops here because it's a short pit entry and a short pit exit. You do not lose too much time pitting here. Mike doing a fantastic job there in P5, very consistent. Lovely use of the curb there from Mike. Kayla in P6. Going strong as well is Kayla. Johnny having a fantastic race in P7. Does have Froxy getting quite close behind now though. As LBR Lewis comes into the pits. And where is he going to feed out? So manages to feed out right alongside Kayla. So LBR Lewis and Kayla are going to have a bit of battle. Kayla manages to just get his nose back in front. LBR Lewis on the back of Kayla. He's going to have those fresh soft tyres on. But Kayla is not going to be any slouch. He's not going to move over easily here. Getting nice and close up the inside. Great battle going on here between Kayla and LBR Lewis. LBR Lewis get right onto the back of Kayla with that fresher rubber. And are we going to see a move on the start-finish straight? LBR Lewis getting right tucked up inside Kayla, going for the move up the inside into turn 1. So that is the move done on Kayla. Those fresher soft tyres are proven to be extra grippy there and getting them up to P1 to P5. So fastest sector 1 here by 2/10. Gav's done a 1 minute 24.299. So Gav's on a flying. But LBR Lewis is up by half a second in the middle sector. So this is definitely a fight for fastest lap now. If things stay as they are, Gav will take the lead of the series. But if LBR Lewis can get fastest lap, it runs a little bit wider, is going to cost time. If LBR Lewis can get the fastest lap of the race, then that would mean that he would retain the series lead, even if the results stay as they are with Gav's team winning and LBR Lewis in 5th. So we will see how this lap's still up. It is losing time every sector. He's lost 10th in the last one and 10th in the sector before. Gavsky, let's see, just one more turn to do. Kept stringing it all the way out wide to the outside of the track, then inside as tight as you can. And yeah, that is the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 23.834. So fastest lap now is a 1 minute 23, so almost half a second taken off the fastest lap of the race from LBR Lewis. Mike in P4 is catching up to the back of Mike now in P4. Sprinkler not too far up the road there, as we've only got 4.5 minutes left in this race. So Sprinkler in P3, still holding on to a podium. Mario in P2. a bit further up the road, and Gavsky is even further up the road, so Gavsky is still going strong, still holding out this lead, and looking hot favourite to take the win here tonight. So if you are new to the series, rounds 3, 2 and 1 are available. If you want to go back and watch them, we had fantastic round 1 at Nürburgring. Round 2 was then at the Red Bull Ring, another fantastic race. And then last week we were at Monza, the Temple of Speed. And then this week, as you can clearly see, we are at Brands. Next week we are at Catalunya, which is going to be another race that tyre wear, I believe, is going to take a massive effect in the race. Gavsky in P1, Mario there in P2, Sprinkler in P3, has Boldy just behind, but obviously Boldy getting out of the way under blue flags. Mike in P4 with LBR Lewis pushing on as hard as he can to try and catch up to the back, running nice and wide there. Trying to push on to catch Mike as fast as he can. Try and get past Mike and get up into P4. Giacala in P6. Froxy there in P7, which is a great recovery since Froxy's been off that incident earlier on in turn 1 and then the incident spin. Froxy is doing a great job there to recover to P7. Johnny in P8, another solid result from Johnny in P8. Then we've got Drew in P9. De Young in P10. Wacky in P11. Go strong in his first race of the series. And Boldy there in P12, getting the blue flags every time Mike behind gets good. Boldy potentially using Sprinkler to keep himself away from the cars in front and learn from Sprinkler's lines here. So Gavsky coming round, so we've got 2 minutes left in this race, so we're going to finish off this lap and then probably maybe another, we could get another 2, finish off this lap and then maybe enough time to complete another one. I don't think so, so I think this is going to be the penultimate lap. Gavsky P1, Mario P2, Sprinkler P3, still got Boldy right behind him. Boldy's like a rear gunner here. He's going to block off Mike and LBR Lewis as they come through. There is Mike, there is LBR Lewis. LBR Lewis can see the podium in front with the aggressive strategy that hasn't really panned out in this race. A lot of incidents, traffic, and things not going his way. Pitted obviously at the end of lap 1 to get rid of the hard tyre, and it is not paying off. It's down in P5 with 1 minute left in the race, so they're going to be coming around to the start finish straight and getting that last lap board. Sprinkler still Boldy fighting the position. Boldy going back for an overtake. Boldy's trying to unlap himself, but this is going to be slowing Sprinkler down. Look how close Mike and LBR Lewis are getting to the back of this fight now. Look, LBR Lewis all over the back of Mike. Boldy getting out of the way. Nicely done there from Boldy. As LBR Lewis and Mike, look. Nice Sprinkler, so P3 is just up in front. Mike hanging it on the inside. LBR Lewis trying to go on the outside. It's got just in front of Socks in behind Mike. A little bit of a tap there as they come into the braking zone. LBR Lewis coming under threat from Boldy. Boldy going up the inside. LBR Lewis is going to cut back. So Boldy trying to unlap himself but getting in the way of the fight for the podium as it is the final lap. So Mike in 4th. Sprinkler's now got a nice little gap up in P3. Mario P2. Gavsky in P1. We'll stay with Gavsky as he's going to come around and take the checkered flag in 1 corner's time. He has led pretty much every lap of this race. I think he is led from start to finish. And Gavsky is going to take the win here at round 4 at Brands Hatch. Fantastic result there for Gavsky, taking P1. Mario will take P2. It's another podium for Mario, taking P2. Now, is Sprinkler going to be able to hold on to P3 as they come around? It is going to be Sprinkler taking P3, his first podium of the season. Sprinkler in P3, Mike in P4, Lil Lewis in P5. Gear Kayla will take P6. And then we've got Foxy Dev just coming around to take P7. Johnny will take P8. Great race from Johnny. Brew in 9th. D Young in 10th. Lucky in 11th. And Boldy in 12th. So congratulations to Gavsky on another win. Mario there in 2nd and Sprinkler 3rd, filling out the podium. Let's have a look and see what that does to the championship table after round 4. So it is Walkie there in 15th with Corky there in 14th, Upper Million 13th, Boldy 12th, D Young 11th, Flatman 10th, Johnny 9th, and Drew there in 8th place. And then top half 7th is Froxy Dev, 6th Gear Kayla, 5th Sprinkler, 4th Mike, 3rd is Mario, Gavsky 2nd, and LBR Lewis just hanging on there by that 1 point as we discussed in the race for the championship lead. So congratulations to all of the drivers, and let's get ready for round 5 next week. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next week.